And I'm here with the one and only Jeanine Mason. So we're here to talk about tonight's episode of Roswell and just catching up with Jeanine and hearing what's next and what's going on with Liz and Max and the whole gang. So hold on. At her. One second.
Hi.
Hello. How's
How are
it
you,
going?
Avery?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot that's been going on in Liz's life the past few weeks, so
Yeah.
there's a lot to discuss.
We got,
Um,
we got it. We're covering it all. Let's do it.
so, okay, the an episode just ended literally less than 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
That ending. Where do we go from there? What can you sort of say about what's next for
Yeah.
Liz and Max and what's going on?
I remember reading this episode because tonight's episode was 208 and we're a 13 episode show. So um, it's always exciting to feel like what's going to be that midway point. And obviously, the first half of our season was Liz trying to bring Max back to life. And now it seems very much like he just got abducted. So I thought that was a really clever way our writers kind of went like, here's midway and dropped us off here. And yeah, at the end of this episode, we all just sort of looked towards our writers and were like, what? You know, frustrated that we didn't have episode 209 in our hands already to see what happens next. But yeah, it's a crazy end to this one.
I mean, I was gonna ask because like Liz and Max, they were doing well the first couple episodes, like first time he was back, you know, they were in a great place. I was like, that's gonna be short lived. There's no way
Yeah,
they can sort of
right.
keep up this, you know, perfect relationship, you know, perfect circumstances. I was like, there's gonna be a wrench sooner rather than later.
Totally.
But one, probably my favorite and the most emotional aspect of tonight's episode was
Mm-hmm.
the moment between Liz and Rosa. That was just a beautiful, just incredible scene between the two of you, and Rosa really wanting help, but sort of not really knowing how to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she is going to go to rehab. Liz finds a way, and I feel like
Yeah.
that is the perfect representation of Liz. So, how long before we see Rosa again?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, we do. I think we miss her for a couple episodes, I believe. And that was so weird. I Amber and I had such a amazing time. I mean, we're really great friends, the two of us. But it was fun to just build their chemistry too.
Yeah.
And so after she's Liz's crutch, you know. I think that's the amazing thing about Liz Orteco is that she's so giving and she so wants to take care of her people that even though the way her life has been built and surviving these last few episodes is she needs her, but she's going, you need to be okay, and so I'm going to send you away. I'm going to help you, support you in going away to get better. So I felt very much, Jeanine felt that for Liz too, felt that like absence of Amber suddenly for the
Yeah.
next couple episodes. And but for me watching it even tonight, like it was just such a welcome relief for these characters. I just, yeah, it's so sad, that line that she says to her where she's like, I just can't be okay like you. Like that is the experience of so many people. And for I just think Amber just knocked it out of the park. It
Yeah.
really is. You see her frustration with herself, and it was really important to us to feel like we could be there for each other, and just make a really complicated, complex thing very simple. You need help, I'm going to help you get it.
Absolutely. And I feel like for Liz, at least, you know, you could read it a lot on your face where, you know, she's been dealing with Max and bringing him back and making sure he's
Mm-hmm.
okay, and sort of not really realizing a lot of the internal struggle that Rose has sort of been dealing with since she came back. So it was
Mm-hmm.
sort of just like a really big, almost like slap in her face in a little sort of way, just like, oh man, I've sort of missed this a little bit. And Liz likes to be perfect. So it's like,
For
I
sure.
understand the frustration and sort of the devastation in a sense of not noticing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's maddening to her to not be able to be at 100 in every area of her life, but that's also not possible, you know. So
For
it's a fun
sure.
character to watch her own frustration with herself and not being able to show up for everyone all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the previous episodes, Liz's mom came back
Hmm.
with a vengeance. Will we sort of continue to see sort of the repercussions of her appearance? Because she had a lot of talks with a lot of different people, and it sort of just, she stuck the knife in a lot of different areas.
Oh man, yeah, that is not the end of Mama Orteco. Ooh, I mean, it's going to be fun for everybody to watch the next couple episodes because so much more than we even know was set up in this first episode where we
Yeah.
meet Mama Orteco, and there are a lot of things that we'll start to pull strings at later and will unravel in a really big way. And now I got to stop talking about it because I'm gonna ruin stuff.
um, One more person sort of involved in this. His name keeps getting brought up, and that's
Okay.
Diego.
Yes.
Are we ever gonna see him?
Very, very, very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can sort of say? What kind of entrance is he gonna make to the show?
I feel like there's going to be a lot of very happy fans off the top because he's quite the charismatic and intelligent man. He meets Liz.
If a man like Diego or someone else could sort of really cause people to like question, like what
Right.
if? You never know.
Yeah, I love how much everybody loves Echo, and it's just fun to see them go through the ringer. But they've been through so much this season, so it was exciting to see the way they like navigate this, and I think people will. I think
Yeah.
people will like it. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to meet him as well because if he's
Good.
charming, I think charming is in the CW handbook. So
Right?
yes,
Yeah. There were a
exactly.
lot of like really great jackets and scarves. People are gonna dig it. It's gonna be great.
Okay. And one of my favorite aspects, and I think a lot of fans would agree, of one of the friendships, key friendships, is Liz and Michael.
Yeah.
I love their little like team up. I need them like a.
Love
I
that.
get that vibe from them. What's that been like for you? With Michael as well. To sort of
Yeah.
explore that a little bit. It's not been like overkill, but like
Yeah.
the hits here and there. I'm like, I really love their friendship and their vibe.
Yeah, I adore it as well. It's one of my favorite mashups on the show. And it's fun because we meet at this level where they're both like such hyper intellectuals, and they're also like hyper intellectuals that are very rough around the edges. So they're fun like boxing partners. And the fact that we got to a place where we really start to enjoy the boxing, or the tango, I guess we could say, of the two of them, at bat, like that was such a sweet spot, and I love that they pop back into that now every time, and we definitely get more of that in the
Yeah.
rest of the year, which is so great. And then I also just, Blamis he's my brother, so I love I love messing around with him on set too.
Right.
So that's just an added bonus.
I mean, who is the real Blamus, Jeanine?
100%, you're talking the real Blamus.
Okay, I just wanted to double check, make sure,
Yeah.
because that is
Thank
a
you.
very
Thank you.
important question that was on my list. Um, but I really do love that. I feel like they're on the same wavelength in terms of just like
Yeah,
everything. And I like how Michael's clearly not someone who trusts a lot of people, and he sort of
totally.
inherently trusts her in a sense when it comes to things like research and science and all of that. And I find that really
Hmm.
fun and cool, especially with like
Yeah.
Max, Maria, like
Yeah.
that. I mean,
And they like check each other too,
yeah,
like they're the first ones to be like, hey, they're able to connect to a real talk with each other that for me means real friendship, like real, true, deep friendship, love and trust, and I'm going to check you. So yeah, I really I love it. Working with him, it's fun because I like tapping into how fast their brains work and feeling like they are just like 3 steps ahead of
yes.
everybody else. So anytime someone wanders into the conversation, they're like, no, we were there 5 minutes ago. Like, so it's fun. It's really
Oh
fun.
my gosh. Well, we're sort of at that midway point, so I'm excited to sort of see the turn of the
Hmm.
season and where that goes. Is there anything you
Yeah.
can say about the finale? I don't want to get you in trouble,
Oh
but just
man.
anything?
Thank you, my girl. It is stunning. You know, oh man, what can I tell you? I mean, what I'll tell you is it is an event. We have a
Okay.
really big event happening in Roswell when this all goes down, and it is the backdrop for our finale. It's actually 2 episodes that happen in this one event that's happening in town, and the way we were able to shoot in and around this spectacle was so crazy. It was all at night, and here's a little hint: there's a lot of lights, so it and so many bodies. It was just insane. And generally, when we read scripts, we have such beautiful, really big ideas from our writers, and it's just the nature of TV and of having 7 8 days to shoot a show, to shoot an episode of a show, is things have to get pared down. And I was just blown away by how big everything was. We had some pyrotechnic stuff that happened on set, and yeah, our effects guys, I got to set thinking like, oh, it'll be like a little bit of fire, and then it was suddenly like a wall of flames, and I'm like, my God, this is the finale. Copy. Okay, here we go. So I think people
Amazing.
will really love that. Like, it's just like iconic Roswell, because it's that like small town event, and
Oh
then
yeah,
all this crazy stuff happening in the background. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see that.
yeah,
And given last season's finale, I mean,
yeah,
you had to find a way to step it up, and I'm
yeah,
sure you guys did.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but on another note, how are you? With this,
Yeah.
quarantine and everything, how's it been going for you?
Oh, it's been all the things, my friend. Oh man, it's been balancing the heartbreak, just hurting for, everybody who is struggling to figure out a way to get through this thing. And the heartbreak of, people who are making the decision bravely every day to put themselves in the line of fire. So, um, I've really just been trying to think about focused ways in which I can take care of my people first, because I think that's something that we overlook often. We think like, where do I send my money, or I need to make 1 billion masks today and I don't even have a sewing machine. And a really important thing that I think often gets disregarded is to just take care of your people, to take care of your immediate circle. So I've been trying to really focus on that, just think like small and make sure my people are okay, and are being able to take care of their people. And that way it's amazing how many people are able to just be all right now. So um, yeah, it's I've been trying, particularly with small businesses. That's been
Yeah.
my effort on my Instagram. I've been trying to share as many small businesses, a lot that are here in Miami, which is where I'm from and where I'm quarantining with my family. So restaurants and craft stores and bookstores, and creative ways we can support them, is I just think that's the fabric of our cities, and they got to be there when we're done. And then also places in New Mexico, because I live half the year there and I love
Yeah.
New Mexico. And So yeah, if everybody has, $5 to send to a girlfriend for coffee somewhere, I'm always sharing some restaurants that are taking care of their employees and would love your support. So, and
Amazing.
how have you been? How are you doing?
I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm based in New York, but I came home to North Carolina for about a
Great.
month ago, so that's where I am with my family. But it's been good. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how it is when I go back to New York because it's been such the epicenter of it all, and I miss
Yeah.
it. Like I miss
Oh
the city
yeah.
so much. So
I'm
it's
with you, girl.
I know
New
I
York
have the
City.
same the same couple like shirts that I brought back a month ago.
Yeah.
It's like really hard, but I miss
Yeah.
it and I miss my apartment and I just miss the city and just the life that it has. So I'm very anxious to get back. So
Yeah.
in the meantime, I know Roswell finished the whole
Mm-hmm.
season. So that's
We
great.
finished shooting, yes.
Were you working on anything else? Did you have anything else like coming up in like the rest of the year?
Yes, I right before this all happened, I had just finished shooting an episode of Grace and Frankie for Netflix, and that is my favorite, like one of my favorite shows. So I was so happy to get to be a part of the seventh season because it's their final season, and man, I was like so full fangirl. I was walking out of my trailer and I saw Lily Tomlin. I was like, just didn't even know what to do. It was amazing. So I'm really excited for that. And I have a couple other projects coming out this year. One that's coming out towards the end of the year, which I can't talk about just yet, but I'm so excited to share what it is because I
Amazing.
think people are going to just love it. So
Is it
soon enough,
holiday themed?
it is holiday.
Okay, fair enough. I'm in. You've got me sold.
Right? Oh, girl, I love a holiday movie more than anything. Like,
Girl, you don't even have to say it. I'm ready for Christmas all year round. So I would
especially now, like I'm like just take me to fall. Like I'm ready.
yes, take me to fall. Get me in the Christmas spirit.
Yes.
I would be
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Um so Grace and Frankie, so that's exciting. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, did you meet
Right.
Jane?
I didn't meet Jane. I got to meet Lily, and I got to meet Marta Kaufman, who's the showrunner, creator, and also showrunner, creator of Friends.
Yeah, no big deal.
And no big deal. And oh my God, just such a fabulous, smart set. Like just so everything that it's just so on point. Like the comedy, everything. Everybody's so fine tuned on that set. And it was just really fun to watch them work. I love being a guest star. I spent the first 9 years of my career and I still guest star anytime I can, just like guest starring, guest starring, guest starring, and I'm so happy to have my show now.
Yeah,
But it is just like it's such a fun thing to get to like pop into a world and watch and pick up little tips and tricks and see the way that
totally.
people you admire are doing it. So it was fun to be back in that like new chick on set,
Yes.
role.
Absolutely.
So
And it's like Roswell is such a very specific world and a specific universe, and to sort of step into something different, Grace
yeah.
and Frankie could not be the more complete opposite. Must be so fun and just sort of like to stretch your brain a little bit and like
Yeah.
try different things. That's awesome.
Oh hell yeah.
I was a huge fan of So You Think You Can Dance back in the day. Do you still dance?
I love you. Okay, so that's part of the reason why I'm so excited for this movie to be announced. So, in the holiday movie, that's coming. It's coming, but oh god, yeah. Any opportunity I can. And all I want to do when is find opportunities for dance and acting to come together for me in a more classic dance way. Like I'm a very physical actor, so for me that's the way I access my characters first. I love thinking about where they live, the way they hold themselves, the way they sit, like all that stuff informs so much to me. Like I think about how grounded Liz is, like she is so on her 2 feet, and that's a big access point for me. So I love that. But when I get to do like a jazz square, it's even better. So I'm like constantly looking for opportunities.
Has a Roswell musical episode ever been discussed?
I am like hell bent. I've said this in interviews before, but I'm hell bent on this show going long enough to get a musical episode.
I'm totally down for this. I will
Thank you.
advocate for
Thank you.
this.
Thank you.
I feel like there's a lot of musical people on this set. Like
So
on the
many.
cast. Yes.
Nathan Dean is an incredible dancer. He grew up dancing. He's done a lot of theater. He's an amazing tap dancer. I am an awful tap dancer, but I will cover the other sections. Lily Coles also, she's a beautiful singer. Heather Hemmons is a beautiful singer. Michael Vlamis doesn't have much to offer, but we make it work. You know, we'll need catering.
Stick him in the back.
We'll stick him in the back.
With the cowboy hat, of course.
With enough notice, we can get him to do a jazz square. It'll be great.
Absolutely. Well, I am so excited to see what the rest of the season has to offer. And I know you guys pull no punches with the fans. You guys always manage to keep us on our toes, literally no matter what. Like that episode, I think it was 205. That, like, the last 5 minutes, just like, I needed to take a day. Like, I don't know what it was like for you, but like, it was just so incredibly emotional. It was just like, it was beautifully done, even though it was very intense. But yeah, the season's been so good so far, and I've just loved the emotional arcs of everyone and sort of seeing where it goes. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to see how it all comes to a head. So
thank you. We have some fun stuff, and particularly in the next few episodes, it'll really start to give you a sense of where this thing is going to end. And it's crazy. It's crazy to think we're already halfway, but I'm so glad you guys are on board, because we're loving making it for you.
Amazing. Well, I'm sure we will have a lot to talk about as the season continues. So hopefully we can chat again soon.
I would love that.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me on Hollywood Life TV Talk. And I'm sure we'll be, circling back again soon with all things Liz, Max, Michael, everyone. So thank you, Jeanine.
Thank you, Avery. This was so awesome. And I hope the Carolinas are treating you well, and we will be back in New York City soon enough.
Yes, absolutely. Bye.
All right, babe. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.